This is a disclaimer. I will not be taking any of this shit as seriously as I should be, because this is just the way I cope. I also don't want anyone harassed for this video. I am not responsible for what you do at the end of the day, but I ask of you to still see the people involved as just that, people. But hello, party people. My name is the narrator, Doc, or Asher. Last night I was told that one of my exes had apologized for their wrongdoings to Softy Guts and made a giant apology video about it. To which I am glad they are taking accountability for that situation especially, because they literally almost completely ruined Softy Guts' life. But there was definitely things that they didn't take accountability for, and that was how they treated me and Benji. He knows them as Archie. But I wanted to talk about this section specifically in his apology video. Bones, I don't think you understand how this comes off, but you're quite literally saying that me and Ari ganged up on you, which is not true at all. I consented to that video because it talked about your behavior against Moss, and a little bit against me from what I remember about the video. It was an unbiased video because it acknowledged your claims against Moss, while also criticizing your behavior against them. And secondly, for the fact of the matter, I want to talk about why I didn't discuss your behavior with you other than the fact you were emotionally abusive to me. You may not remember this since you're pulling the amnesia card about everything, but you had me, or you, banned people who criticized your behaviors against Moss. You didn't stop at banning them. You had people maliciously harass people who didn't agree about your behaviors. Not disagreeing with your claims, but saying things like stealing their OCs was unnecessary. As someone with BPD as well, I can truly understand that criticism feels like an attack on your person during the moment. But you had this moment, every fucking moment. Lastly, I want to talk about my experience with you. Going back to my previous statement earlier in the video, yes, you were emotionally abusive to me. There was a time where I was dressing more femininely because I felt more comfortable in my sexuality, and you started going on to degrade me for it, and even compared me to Moss, who you were claiming owned you at one point, for dressing more femininely. You purposely talked about my massive trigger with Benji, who didn't know that it triggered me, with me in the call. I had a really bad panic attack, and I had to leave the call, and you never explained to Benji why. I had to be the one to tell him, even in my panicked state. Whenever me and Benji would talk about our DID experiences, you'd come in with an offhanded comment wishing you had DID because you, and I quote, wanted brain friends. Get out! Speaking about DID, do you remember the fact you used to sexualize my sons Fictive and Phoenix? You admitted to me that you liked doing it to Phoenix because it made him uncomfortable, and that made you laugh. You accused me of neglecting you to Benji, when I spent most of my damn time with you. Be so fucking for real. I also remember you being a heavy misogynist, but it makes sense since you were a DSMP fan at the time. Let's also mention the fact you used to force my boyfriend into ERBing with you when I was asleep. With the OC, you made heavily disabled and dying, which is so strange within itself. You also misgendered me a lot behind my back. Same goes with Benji. You constantly told me that you'd kill yourself without me, and even would say it to Benji's DMS. I remember I have an introject of you, and you would constantly get mad at him for not being a carbon copy of you. You'd also get extremely jealous of him, despite him not even knowing me all that much. It's also weird because you would sexualize me and him, saying that I could technically fuck you if I wanted, which? What? That's fucking weird, dude. You also invalidated Benji's its pronouns, and wouldn't use them because of your own racist thoughts about him being Native American. You also said you'd fuck my Homer because of his dick size. Disgusting. Ew. There's probably more, but I don't feel like unpacking the vault right now.